Welcome back to the Sned Shed. A few months ago, we kicked off the restoration of a 1986 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ60. What started as a simple plan quickly turned into something much, much bigger. We had a rusty FJ60 and a wrecked donor car with solid rust-free panels. The original idea was straightforward: swap the bad panels for the good ones. But then a viewer suggested something wild. Why not splice the two together? Despite us having zero splicing experience, we jumped in headfirst, eager to learn. Since most of the rust was in the rear of our FJ60 and the donor's rear end was nearly perfect, we cut both Land Cruisers in half, removed the roof, and welded the two halves together. That left us with just a handful of floor patches to fix, much less than before. In our last video, we finally finished welding out the floor and getting the car back on a rotisserie. Then, we made sure to spray some primer to ensure that the floor never rusts again. Restoring a classic like this is always full of ups and downs, and this project has been no exception. Make sure to check out our earlier videos to see how far we've come, and stick around as things finally start to take shape. Let's get into the video. Gotta put the roof on. Step one, clean it up. Sand down all of these little spot welds. And then drip rails, weld them on. So the roof, it's not just one piece. You got these drip rails, kind of like right here. Yeah. So this is the drip rail, so the rest of it we need to weld on there. And then the roof basically sits on top. It sits on top of the drip rails. And it's got these little plug welds that we gotta do all the way around. But the roof is in two pieces from two different cars. So we gotta figure out how to line them up. Yeah, so step one, since the roof sits on top, we need to get the drip rails back on. It'll help us with alignment of the roof and all that. There's also some rust and stuff that we got to fix on the front, but luckily we have a rotisserie so we can get better access to it all. But yeah, let's start grinding and then trying to piece together some drip rails. What are we doing here? Well, we got to take off more drip rails because there's possibly rust down and through here. So we're just going to take this off to assess the rust. So there's some spot welds, of course, classic Sned Shed video, drilling out spot welds, and more rust. Stay tuned and enjoy. That looks nasty. Just clean it up. Sneaky surface rust. Here's where we're at. We have cleaned up everything that we can on the car. Now there's some areas where there's still a little bit of rust pitting and we can't really get it off because then we'll be taking off too much metal. So what we're gonna do is use some rust reformer. Don't really want to use this everywhere there's rust, but the reason we're using it here is because we can't take off any more metal. So what this should do is convert the rust into a paintable surface and keep it from rusting further. So use it here, and then on any other areas that we need to. And then we can weld the other piece on. No idea how this stuff works. Remember you always called these gloves butt inspection gloves? Remember that? Are they not? They certainly could be. I like to do that without gloves. I think it's from Three Ninjas. You'd think they called them butt inspection gloves in Three Ninjas? When did they have them on? I don't know. And then we do the same on the other side. Yeah, that's good. Let's flip it back over the other one. All right, this is the other side. We got all of these old spot welds sanded down. Got this part of the drip rail taken off. All the rust, surface rust, sanded down. This side actually looks better than the other side, I think. But so yeah, we're gonna do the same thing. Clean it up, spray some of that rust reformer on it. And bang, 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 bang. Now I try examination gloves. What are they examining? That's the question. What are they examining? Butts? 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 Dicks? Okay, we got rust reformer on all the areas that need it. What we're gonna do now is piece these drip rails together so that we have one drip rail before we weld it on, which means, you know, welding these together, sticking them on there, welding them on, getting it locked in. I mean, it's strong. Weld it all the way through. We just gotta grind these down. Make it pretty. Worked out well. Yeah.
One by drip rail. Let's get it on there. The island will provide, brother. That's a funny movie. It's just perfect. Everything about it. Bang, 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 bang.
It overhangs.
It overhangs, yeah.
Yeah.
Overlap, as some people say.
Shit.
Well, as you can see, got the car all the way upside down, which is absolutely terrifying. But we needed to get these welds, the last few welds for the front drip rail, and it was kind of an impossible angle. And we got a rotisserie, so why not flip the car all the way upside down? I don't think it's supposed to be like that, but oh well. There, this thing's fully welded on.
Drip rail done.
Drip rail done. All right, it's time to get the drip rail on the driver's side in. One of the passenger side is fully locked in, and it's just got one more piece left. So same as we did on the other side. We're gonna weld them together first to make one piece, and then put it on. Let's do it. And just like that, it's perfect. Ready to go in. Got it ground down. Ooh-wee. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
is probably gonna do it for this video. We finally pieced together the drip rails, got them all welded together, welded on there, they're rock solid. So we're finally one step closer to getting the roof welded back on. That's what we're gonna be working on in the next video, getting the roof pieced back together and getting it welded back on. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.